Namaste, Miji. It's a big honor to be here. I have a question related to the invitation and my experiencing, my experiences. I was brought to Ramana's teaching years ago, so I learned that I'm not the body and not the mind and not the thoughts and not the emotions some while ago. And at the end of the last year, my urge has got really strong after a while. And I found your pointings, your teachings, and I understood that very well, like intellectually, like where you're pointing. But it was just like no experience.
Yeah.
And then during the Lisbon retreat, where I was one of the onliners, I listened to it for the first time really carefully, and it brought me here. It brought me there.
Yes.
It was just amazing. It was just undescribably amazing.
Yes.
And it felt that I can never forget this.
Yes.
I can never lose it because it was so simple.
Yes.
Just become quiet and that's it. And the thing it's there.
Yes.
But it's not what really happened. It gave me like a lot of motivation and just excitement and happiness and fulfillment.
Yeah.
And so I even meditated more, and I was with that like 2-3 times a day. Although I gradually was losing it. And even I was like focusing more and meditating more, within like 2 weeks, that experience gradually disappeared.
Yes.
And although like my concentration was somehow better and better, this experience just wasn't there anymore.
Yes.
And I couldn't reconnect it.
Yes.
Not even on my own, not even with the invitation again.
Yes.
So I'm a little bit puzzled what...
somehow it's not that you are already testified and you're looking that it cannot go away. I asked also, can it go away? And also, does it depend on your belief? Didn't we ask this question? Does it depend on belief? And you say no. And can it go away? And you say no, it cannot go away. It's to go away. It has to be something. It has to have a form, and then it go away. How it can go away? You see, but then this is really interesting actually, because they say at one point it was clearly seen. It was not. I didn't throw magic powder in your face or nothing like that. You see with your own sober seeing. Wow, but it's just this. It's just this. I even ask, you're discovering it now, but where has it been all this time? It was here. It was always here. But somehow, it was not recognized. You see? I used to ask also, where was peace until you discovered it? Did you create? No, it was always here. It's always here. And then you say, it was so simple. It's so simple. I was not doing anything. Did you have to meditate? Did you have to meditate? Was it meditate? No. I simply say, stay with it. Meaning, you didn't have to keep building it up. It wasn't a mantra or something. It just be with it. And so then you say, even though you were so thrilled, there was so much, and some energy come and feel, you know, and you loved it so much, you say, I'm going to even meditate up to 3 times a day. I'm meditating 3. What was your meditation? What did it mean? When you say, I meditated, what happened?
Concentrating to get silent, to reach the silence again.
Yes.
And so to...
What, did it leave before you started meditating, or was it already here and you were meditating? Did you have a sense, it's left, so I must meditate to go back to there?
Yeah, well, when I wasn't able to be with it or be that all the time. When I just like start to do other things in the life, it's sort of, I wasn't in contact with that anymore. Or just somehow when I just...
Okay, let's take it step by step again. And I don't know if you are, I hope you're interested in this because, you know? Okay, so I said to just stay with it consciously. No, not work on it, just stay with it, okay? I was addressing that identity that we seem to wear for a while, that feel I must do something to get something. So I said the best thing to do is just to stay with it, meaning that this seeing has happened, and there is a clarity in this. So just be with that clarity, that's all. You didn't do any kind of meditation, you simply listened, and what did you do? You didn't touch thoughts and things for a while, anything about your person. So just leave these things for a moment. Because we have to get to a very clear space in you that doesn't belong to past or conditioning, nothing that you practice. Just get to that clear space. And the best way to get to a clear space is just leave all those things aside for a moment. Then if you could sweep everything out the way, everything you can think, just for a moment, then there's nothing more to sweep. Then right here, you're still here. You automatically still know that you're here. But there are no references now because you've left the past and so on, just be here. And only because you're here, then the questions I can ask you, because in these questions now, the mind will not interfere. So in this point I ask you, what is here? What is here? What is it that's here? What is here like? You know you're here, but also there's like some indescribable, like a spaciousness or something. But it's not dead, it's quite alive, isn't it? And you're here now. That which is, whatever it is, can it be touched? Can it be touched? Or you say no, it cannot be touched. Is it an object that you can, see and hold? No, it's not object. It's not object. Is it a feeling you're experiencing? No, it's not. It's not a feeling. It's just there. It's just here. You participated in that. Then I ask you that. Is there any way that you can record it or capture it, like on a camera, special camera, the latest 1 million HD pixel? No, it cannot be captured at all. I cannot hold it, nothing. Yeah. You're in direct contact with something that is not an object. It's not just a feeling. It's just not a nice feeling or a bad. It's not feeling. I say, can it experience sadness? Can it experience sadness or depression or jealousy? No, none of these things. No, it cannot. Can it be owned or belong to just any particular religious group or any organization or philosophy? No, it cannot be owned. It cannot be owned. It cannot be used against anybody. Does it depend on your belief? Is because you're believing in it why it's there? No, it doesn't depend on belief. Did it come from somewhere? You say, no, it didn't come from somewhere. Is there any boundary beyond which it is not? No, there's no boundary. There's no boundary where it is not. Can it be lost? No, cannot be lost. It's not a thing that can be lost. Then I ask you, was it born? No. You could answer. You didn't think about. No. Big one. No. Can it die? Because I asked before, can it fade? And generally answer, no, it cannot fade. It's not fade. Does it have time like it's evening or daytime? No, it's none of these things. Can it die? No. Okay. Where are you? What are you looking at? Where is it? Well, far away. I want to see. Where far? No, there's no distance. No. No distance. Because usually if you're perceiving or looking at something, there must be some distance. No distance. Then I ask, if all you say is true, then what you are confirming and what you are perceiving somehow must be same as you. Infinite, imperishable, formless, beyond emotions, beyond feeling, not feeling. It doesn't depend on your belief. It was not born. Body was born. It cannot die. There's no distance. I said, then it must be you. I said, who? How can it not be you? Where is the place for you? How can I recognize something that is no distance? Can it be lost? No. Okay. What to do? What? Are you keeping it? Are you keeping it? No. Then I asked, simply stay here and just be with it. Be conscious of it. That's all. Then you say, okay, but I felt so, it seems so easy. You say, it seems so easy. It seems so easy. But, and then I don't know what time lapse happened, but you said, then I felt so, it just was so exhilarating. Yes. Yeah, the feeling of exhilaration may happen in this body, in it. Can the mind exist outside of it? Or apart from it? Fresh question. You see? Then I say, okay, you meditate, something felt I need to meditate up to 3 times a day. What for, I ask you? Why are you meditating? Why you meditate? Why you meditate? No, I ask you this question again. Why are you meditating?
Because my mind is normally like too crazy. It doesn't give me like a fraction of a second of silence.
So in that time of receiving, of accepting the invitation and experiencing what was there, where was your mind?
I was concentrated on your voice.
Yes. Was it causing any trouble to it?
No.
No. And who were you? Who were you in that moment of seeing? Who were you?
I can only remember, and it's
Yes.
quite a long time ago for that.
Yes, yes.
Well, I was the observer, observer at least, I would say.
You're something observing. So that which was observing is still observing now.
You mean now, right now?
Right now, the observer is here, no?
Yes.
And the observer said, no. It answered all the questions,
Yes.
including that it cannot go anywhere.
Yes.
It
The
cannot
only
die.
question, all the questions were totally clear, like
Yeah.
instantly.
Yes.
The only one where I was like half hesitating was whether it was born or not.
Yes. Yes.
But still, like admitted that yes,
Yes.
it was a.
Was it born? Was it born? But all the other answers answered that
Absolutely.
in another way, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because if it is infinite, it is formless. The question, was it born, is already taken care of in that. In fact, maybe all those questions could be reduced to maybe one or two questions actually. But because the mind needed something to work with, somehow. Oh, no. Yeah? Okay? And then as soon as it is found, do you need any more questions about it? No. So this is a unique case. You say, then it went away. It disappeared. And the observer who observed, it is the same as me, it is right here. Now he's saying it's gone. And in its place, what? The mind is here. Now observing the mind. Like I say, even your fingernail can cover the sun, hide the sun. Fingernail can hide the sun. And a thought believed in is hiding the infinite. Does the infinite stop here and cannot be infinite anymore? Where are you looking to see the infinite? Where can you be placed to observe the infinite? Actually, only the infinite can observe the infinite. But you don't yet appreciate it. You don't see. You think you still feel because the seed of I feels so strong. It feels so the fact is different. It's looking at even the infinite. Now I can see. Oh yeah. It's all. It's infinite. Okay? And now guess what? Infinite is gone. Infinite is gone. Because mind, now you are learn something about your mind. It says, how can it achieve such an amazing trick? The infinite, the immeasurable, imperishable, unborn, uncreated, unimaginable, it's gone. So what remains? I ask, can the mind exist outside of it? So infinite's gone. The greatest magic can ever exist. Okay? And who is left to witness the disappearance or the absence of the infinite self? It's worth to think because maybe this experience is about to happen for you. We want to see. So what we are learning is that such a thing can appear, can manifest. How? That which is, when I ask you, but where has it been all this time? Because you were not aware of it all this time. You said it was here. How you know it was here? It just was here. and now it's not. So the weakness of the infinite must be greater than the infinite, because the infinite is not quite infinite anymore right now. It's gone. How? How it goes? Where gone? The entire infinite with everything in it is gone. Only you are left. And actually, it's experience to me now here. I am witnessing the absence of the infinite. And now I have to meditate really hard to get this back.
I do, but it's useless.
Huh? Huh?
I do meditate hard, but it's useless. The funny thing is now I reach like much like strong like silence like never before.
Yes, yes.
And still I don't see it and I don't feel it anymore.
Yes, you don't see it. Whereas, well, how did you recognize it when you could see it?
I don't know. It just was just there, like in no time. Like
Yes,
in one moment when you used to like observe the space, the limitless space,
yes,
I was there,
yes,
just effortlessly.
yes.
But whatever I do right now,
Yes.
I can drop like everything, like
Okay. You being what? That's doing all these things?
observer. Like I can see the thoughts like passing by,
Yes.
even the sense perception, like whatever sounds are coming, I can just like observe them and not getting pulled. And it's it's like silence. I'm as the observer
Yes.
trying to find that cannot be explained. But I cannot find either isness or that the being myself, my true self.
Yes. Yeah. You got me on that one. I don't know. You're the first one who I hear say this thing. That we can experience, that the sense that, it is, somehow, it seems like somehow it feels like it's lost. I'm just not in that anymore. You're in the one whose feelings change, but that is observed also, or observable. Whose thoughts and emotions change, that is observable. So if everything that is observable now is itself a passing cloud, including the infinite. Yeah. So if everything is just momentary, it's gone. So there's nothing left to observe. The observer can keep on seeing things coming and going, keep on seeing.
There are definitely things still coming and going. Like
Yes.
I can reach like the total silence. There was always some thoughts. It's
Yes.
and other things to observe.
Okay, and the observer looks like what?
I don't know. I don't see him.
You see? Can the observer itself be observed? Surely you can do that because you observe the infinite and you also observe the absence of the infinite. So you who observe it, can this observer be observed?
That's what I'm trying, and that's where I'm stuck.
Who is trying it?
The observer is trying to see the observer.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to, mirror doesn't work.
But can the observer exist independent of the infinite?
Surely not, but it's intellectual knowing.
Yes. When you recognized that which you say, the what is and so on, was that an intellectual experience?
Not at all.
No. something knows that the intellect. Do you know that what is playing at the moment is also the product of the intellect, or not?
Yeah, mostly. Yeah, everything that I see in the last days is just like still ego, mind, and it's like flooding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only today I got a little bit relief.
Ask him a question.
You want to ask a question, Gan?
Do you try to?
Give him the microphone. I want to hear this one.
Maybe you try to reconnect with the experience you had, but the version of the infinite you experienced at that time, and it's a so strong idea that now you are looking for that feeling, but the infinite now is no more that one, and maybe I don't know. But it feels like that. It was the first
What
time.
is good here is the sense that perhaps you're looking to recreate the experience you had, but it was not. Was that experience in time? But the
Yes.
mind says yes, that was yesterday or 2 days ago. You see, it clings on to this thing. You see, understand?
Yeah, well, in the days after, I was reconnecting to it even without the meditation. Just like, I don't know, just I was on the ski lift.
But really, did you have to reconnect? Did you connect?
Well, not in that version, and not in that, how would I say, like the
In that space?
comprehensiveness. So,
Yes.
but I just connected to the inner silence, the inner
Yeah.
spaciousness,
Yes.
and I just felt bliss. I was just like
Yes.
calm,
Yes.
happy,
Yes.
joyful.
Were you independent
blissful.
of the bliss?
Sorry?
Were you independent of the bliss? To use the word connect, you see, it's like two things. And in that instant, were there two things? Was there really you and the infinite? Were you, now I could experience the infinite as something other than infinite? This is a very important question, by the way.
Yeah, but I didn't really understand it.
Oh, when you said like, no, it was there, it was just here. Was it, was it it and you? Or was it you? Was it there, I was just experiencing the infinite. Like, I was what? The finite experiencing the infinite? Or what was it?
Okay. How it felt, it was like, I would explain like, it was like kind of X-ray that permeates like everything.
Yeah.
It's in everything, and everything is in that,
Yes.
and it's also in me, and it's just everywhere.
Yes.
And it's just like so gentle, so calm, so peaceful, so yet not strong, but definitely not weak.
Yeah.
And yeah, so from this perspective, I was kind of observing it. So I wasn't really feeling as being one with that.
Yes. Perhaps this is what, no? Because here, that is the only truth. It is, if I can use words, while I have the assistance of consciousness to say that, no? There is no place for anyone here to reach. In this, all that is happening here is being made apparent as a dance inside this infinite space, and being perceived through the instrument also of this body and the senses and so on. Also, that it's like I feel I'm here, but I'm also beyond here. All of this is taking place in me, which is the same as you. You see. But there's a sense of not knowing it or of being apart. The mind can keep playing like this. So I'm very happy that I'm speaking with you, and hearing that, so even here the mind can somehow get away with its sense of independent, autonomous existence, in a sense, to such an extent that even that which seems irrefutably clear is not clear anymore. You see? Is the mind observing itself, or the mind is being observed also by you? You say that you find yourself in the position of the observer. So the observer is observing what?
I can observe. I couldn't find the mind. I just see the thoughts and I let them pass.
Okay. So it means the same thing. If the thoughts are being perceived, and the thoughts are speaking to you, or they're just thoughts randomly. What?
Yeah, they trying to just like give me some food too.
You as
process.
what? They're trying to talk to you as what? You being what? The thoughts are saying what?
They saying like various rubbish, just nonsense is like about
Right. It's just
whatever.
like static.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
And there's an awareness of this also.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And that which is aware is again what? Is it something tangible? Is it a form, being aware of the other things? Who is there in the place of awareness? Is it someone, you looking through awareness? Or what is perceiving all these things, all this movement of mind?
It doesn't feel like tangible. It feels like some inner eyes that can't see themselves.
Yes. What is seeing that?
I can't find that.
I being? Just wondered.
I cannot find the eye that sees the eyes, these eyes.
Yes.
I know intellectually that there is the eye.
Who knows?
Sorry?
Just slow down. They said, I know intellect. Who is speaking?
Mm-hmm.
Just slow down a little bit. Who is speaking?
I don't know. I can't say.
Who can't say?
I'm not getting anywhere. I just feel like stuck in the head.
Yeah, something is. Yes, but there's awareness of this also.
Yeah, it's like it feels stuck somewhere inside me.
Yes, stuckness is perceived. Stuckness inside me, and you are what? Again? Sorry, but I'm just trying to be clear about that.
Yeah. The farthest I can reach is the observer that observes you, observes our conversation.
Yeah. So something observes the observer. The observer is saying the furthest I can reach is this thing. But that also must be observed. No, not. I'm sorry if it seems crazy. It seems crazy? Okay. Who is the owner of this knowing, of the ability to perceive? What is it that is perceiving? Is it itself perceivable?
Now it moved a little bit down here.
Huh?
Now I feel a little bit more, it moved down here.
Oh, no, yeah.
Like more spaciousness here.
More spaciousness here. Okay. Here?
More peace.
Your peace. Okay. I'm going to say something seemingly very irresponsible.
Please.
Throw away this peace. Don't be satisfied with this compromise. It's all or nothing. Okay? Throw away this peace. Throw whatever can be perceived. Just throw it. It's nothing. It's not admitted. Throw everything. Throw. And even the one who throws, throw. Because it seems to be pure trouble. But I don't know to whom. To whom is the trouble also? Some ability must be there that understands these words somewhere and permits them to express. Ultimately, in all of this, is there some form behind us? Like at the end of the yellow brick road, pull the curtain and there's some little... Can there be ultimately something that's, I got you? Okay. It's just the mind can keep hanging out somehow, like play like this. It can keep. It's like if you put a mirror in front of it, it reflects anything. But if you put two mirrors touching, what do they reflect? I don't know. But there could be an urge to want to know. How are you going to know? You have to. And there's to This is the mirror's secret. At some point, you see, why I'm so interested and genuinely, and I'm thankful that you expose something as another way that seemingly a mind can seem to escape. Where to and where from? You see? Yes.
If I go back to that
moment of
to the period of losing it,
yes,
as it's so simple. I tried to learn it as quickly as I could, like without listening to the invitation again, so I can just like keep connected with that, or just like still, as you say.
Yeah.
So it wasn't there by itself. So I always sit down like to meditate, and I first try to reach the silence, and to reach that by my own.
Yeah. See, already it happened there. Already this.
Yeah. After
it was preserved. Something was being preserved. The sense of identity was being preserved in order to have the taste of operating and doing something by yourself. You see, already that triggered the feeling of having lost something, because that one cannot do anything. That's why I say just keep quiet. The minute you start to operate like, I've got to try and do this by my own, you created a self to do that. You give the mind an excuse to be again a seeker who is going to find the absolute by its own cleverness, you see. While you're listening to the invitation, you see, what was happening, it was just somehow, it was an antidote to the poison of separation. It was sort of like the smelling salts to awaken the infinite to itself somehow. If we can use, it's a foolish thing to say, but somewhere I think you understand. And then at that point where maybe a thought come, oh, I'm losing it. Maybe, I don't know what the thought was, but something started, maybe a thought, that something, I'm losing it, and that thought was believed, and it created a separation there. It created, again, the seeker, like, I've got to do something, I don't want to lose it. But did you have it in the first place? There was no separate you to have it. You are it. But that thought and a belief arose, which is a power within the consciousness. It almost like it recreated the sense of an entity who could do something. You see? And once this delusion was born again, it's like it did everything to keep its survival. It's still nothing, it's nothing at all. It's all nothing at all. It's just another exquisite manifestation of the divine intelligence playing with itself. Hide and seek, the infinite is playing hide and seek with itself. And the only way it can do that is to imagine itself as a separate, autonomous entity. And in this, there is duality again. Don't worry, nothing is really lost, actually.
I hope so.
Huh?
I hope so.
In the infinite, a voice is flickering. I hope so. I am very grateful also for this, because genuinely I see that these movements, this torch can still play and can give, just like, how did we fall asleep in the first place? Because you now, in a sense, had a remembering, so to speak, of what is beyond remembering and forgetting. In order to have the taste of forgetting or remembering, it had to somehow experience or create some dichotomy where it can be two, one thing forgetting another. But in the purity of itself, it is beyond forgetting and remembering. You see, it is a beautiful thing that that which is must, you can say, have a wish or to experience something. And so from it comes the earliest manifestation of the Absolute, this vibration of I amness. This I amness seed had to come. And in order to sprout, it needed a body or something to sprout in so it can pulse. And that became, I would call the child of the Absolute. This sense I am, the godly principle in each form, the pulse I am. And from this pulse came the whole world. Then I am the body. I'm a man, a woman. Then there's I, and then there's other. But in each form, there's the pulse of I. In each form, the name in each form is I am. But then when I take this body to be mine, then another body became not another I, but you, relative to I. But in that you body, it only knows itself as I. This all must be a testimony to really the greatness of the Supreme Being that plays like this, a magnificent play. And don't ever think you are more clever than that, because it can create innumerable worlds. Best you can do is somehow, while you have the sense of autonomy, be merged in it. This is grace. Stay there. and gradually the sense of staying itself vanishes. But still in the dynamic field, we still seem to have an existence, sense of independence, but it only becomes now like a great seeming. Because something knows it's not really different. It just appears different. And on the basis of difference in characteristic and form, different in expression, but one in essence. Something knows this. It doesn't know this just here. It knows it so deeply that it cannot willfully harm the sense of other. This is the unconditioned love. The unconditioned love can never totally be experienced from the perspective of a person. It is too easily contaminated, too easily distorted. Only from the pure source can flow this uncontaminated love. And love here would mean, in its highest meaning, the conscious unicity of being. And before the end of this retreat, this delusion will not be with you. Something wanted to play through this form, And in this discussion, as really given, Grace has used this expression to make it prasad for everybody, actually. So that we have a chance to reflect somehow that, wow, the consciousness with the mind can create this shape. That which alone is, can appear to be lost. But to who? What a mystery. To whom is it lost? And don't give this to your mind also. This is the greatest koan you can have.
There is one thing I noticed, like when I was trying to find out what's going on, why it's that happening.
Yes.
Was when I was listening to the invitation repeatedly.
Yeah.
It was bringing me back somehow.
Yes.
And I was watching my mind finding the way how to somehow,
Dismiss it.
Yes. And one of the ways was just like, I know this. I was saying this when you say something.
Yeah.
It was just like, I know this. Okay, next.
Yeah.
I know this. Next.
Yeah.
Right. This kind of
Yeah.
big-headed, supreme,
Yes,
whatever.
yeah. I'm glad you say that, because even the one who said, "But I know this," yeah. That one is also known, no?
Yes, but I
Yeah.
can't. I don't know. Even if I watch it now,
Yeah.
it doesn't disappear.
The watching of it is giving life to it. Perhaps the greatest transcendence is when the mind becomes insignificant for you. You have no interest. Then surely he perishes, because it can only live through your interest and identity. You see, it cannot live by itself. This mind lives on phantom power, meaning that it has no real life by itself. It has to connect with the believer, with the identity, and then it becomes like a living thing, you see. If you lose interest in a thing, because you cannot be disturbed by something you have no interest in. You see? When I say interest, I don't mean that you have to like it. It can be that you don't like it. You see? And then it's like you give it a life. But gradually, as somehow, just like you can walk through a marketplace with billions, hundreds and thousands of different items, but if you're not interested, you don't even notice anything. You see? Not because the eyes can say physically, it's physically available for seeing, but without interest, nothing, it doesn't register in the consciousness. Thank God. Because suppose everything you looked upon, you took a photograph, ting, inside. How long before you go crazy? You see? Thankfully, we can move in all of this and nothing trouble you. We're only going to be troubled by the thing that you want or you have some strong interest. Then in a sense, we purchase it and it begins to merge itself. It begins to write itself in your memory. It merges in your being, you see. Then it becomes a kind of a member. But don't worry. This is not worry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, this one conversation, really, will cover innumerable conversations. We don't need to talk much more about it. The hand of grace is upon you. Mind will tell you to do. Don't do. And it will send you on innumerable journeys. But I'm only telling you, keep quiet. There's a quiet in you that is not waiting. It's not waiting. It is not anxious about next. It is not linked to any previous moment or forthcoming moment. That's the silence of the isness itself. It is already there. But something, a capacity within us, while we have the conviction that we are persons and individuals, it seems as though we overlook, or it's like missing the obvious somehow, in some way, but only for a time. I feel that those who genuinely are responding to the call from within your own self, your beingness brought you here in order to be immersed again in what it imagined it has become separate from, to awaken to that. And it's not the job of the person. A higher intelligence is in you always. That's why I say, use your time to discover the timeless. The great master poet Rumi, he say, whoever brought me here must take me home. For whatever reason I'm here, my trust is this, and that will bring everything. If your heart is fixed, you have had a taste now. We have had a taste of, you feel like maybe you're on the tongue of the Absolute. And there should be no fear in you. Why? Because what you have tasted seems more intimate than familiarity. It's like a deep knowing. It is not an alien feeling. It's not foreign to you. It's more you than anything that you've seen in this world. It is the Spirit of God. Yes. All this is love. All this is love. Love arranged all of this.